up? What up?
Oh, she's still intact, boys. Well, today we're doing something different. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a different kind of video. We're going to review a bike rack that OutFitR's sent me. Supposedly one of the most heavy-duty bike racks out there. Let's see if it's worth the money. What up, boys and girls? In today's episode, we're doing something a little different, as you may have already heard. And full disclosure, I did not pay for this bike rack. OutFitR's sent it to me, but I'm still going to give you an honest review. And at any time in this video you would like to order one of these badass racks, I've been using it for a few weeks and it's doing freaking amazing so far. I put it through some shit, which you'll see if you watch the whole video. You can go to OutFitR.com.
200-pound load capacity, supporting up to 100 pounds per bike. This rack is ideal for e-bikes and other heavy bicycles, ensuring they are securely transported. Convenient ramp, built-in ramp for easy loading and unloading, reducing the need for heavy lifting.
Oh, that's great. Send it.
It would appear that the bike rack is here. That's the box. I gotta scoop that thing up, get it down to my truck, and find a place to put it together. So the one thing that I noticed immediately was the sturdy construction of the box and how well everything was placed securely, piece by piece in the box. Barely even rattled. Right, we're putting together a bike rack and a random parking lot. Not the best use of an Allen wrench. That's some clean looking business right there. Packed up nice and tidy. That wasn't really bad at all to install. I think it took like 20 minutes maybe, and I could have done it all with one tool, but I did use a socket on part of it. I mean, seriously, like you could put it all together with a pair of freaking channel locks, which I did for the most part just to prove a point. Easy to put together, feels solid, so let's see how the bike does on it. A lot of times when we do shuttle laps, we have to get in some pretty gnarly, so we're gonna give this rack the off-road test. Shit. She's still intact, boys. That's solid. I was hitting some pretty big bumps and the bike wasn't even moving. So now we get to the nitty gritty. I was gonna get this bike rack review done probably like 2 months ago, but I didn't want to just put it together, drive around the block and tell you that it was good. I wanted to put it together, put it through its paces, and then give you an honest opinion on what I think about the rack. So here's some pros and cons. All right, so I know y'all are gonna wanna hear the good news first. That way you can head over to OutFitR.com and pick up one of these racks. So let's start with the pros. I've been using this thing for about 2 months now. I love it, it's super solid. One pro is that it will hold up to 200 pounds. That's right, that's a lot of bikes. Well, not these days with the heavy e-bikes, so you can have like 100 pounds on each tray. Equals 200, but me jumping around on the bike right there is more like 180 or 190 on one tray and it felt super solid. I wouldn't recommend doing that or putting more than 200 pounds on it, but it felt pretty solid with nearly 200 pounds on one tray. The other thing is the ramp. I know like a lot of mountain bikers probably never thought about like using a ramp to put their bike on the rack, but if you've ever been out and your arms are super tired and you get done riding and you're like, oh God, I can't even pick this damn thing up to get it on the rack. Well, they got you covered. They have a convenient ramp. You pull it out, it kind of hooks onto your tray, and then you just push it up, put her on the back, and then you're all good. It's so adjustable and secure. And why am I saying it's secure? Well, just hold on, baby. I'm about to tell you. Your bike is actually mounted to the rack in 3 different places, on each of the wheel and by the frame. So let's say something happens to your straps, they come loose or break, you're not going to lose your bike because it's held by your frame, by a piece that's securely mounted to the bike rack. Not going to lose your bike if the straps fail. Unlike some other companies.
What up, what up?
And it also folds up super easy. Like for a minute I was like, how does this work? But you just pull the pin, push it up, slide the pin back in, and then voila, it's folded up and it's super quiet. I leave it on my truck like all the time. I never even hear it, doesn't rattle, it's super quiet, so I never even take it off. And then the other thing is the universal compatibility. What I'm talking about is it fits into a 2-inch receiver hitch. Probably already have one on your truck also, but if not, you could always like add one to an SUV or a truck. And then the other good part is the 1-year warranty, which I've talked with the team several times since I've been using the bike rack, and everyone's super responsive, and the price point is freaking amazing. Most racks in this genre are probably like $600-700 bucks. They have this one on sale at OutFitR.com now. You can go pick one up for around 400 bucks. All right, now we get to the bad part, the cons. Really, the only con that I can think of about having a bike rack like this, and this is true for any rack that is mounted on the back of your car, it will obscure your backup camera. Meaning that you won't be able to see that good. And then you may or may not hear like an annoying beep every time you put your truck or car or SUV in reverse. I think you can actually turn that off. If you get annoyed easily, you're gonna wanna read your vehicle's owner's manual and figure out how to turn your beeping sound off. That's it, that's easy. All right, boys and girls, you know what time it is. Final thoughts. So what do I think about the rack after like literally using this thing several times a week for 2.5 months? You're gonna be shocked at what I am gonna say. I freaking loved it. It was solid. I ran into shopping carts, backed it into poles, went off-roading. I jumped my truck with the bike on the back of it. That thing was solid. I was always shocked at like how well it just sat on the back of the truck. It barely even jiggled. So for the price point, I don't think you can beat this rack, because I mean most things in this genre would be $500, $600, $700 bucks, and most bike racks I've had broke within 3, 4, 5 months. Both of my 1-up racks broke. The ratcheting system went out on it. So this rack actually put through a whole hell of a lot more than any other rack I've ever owned. I literally tried to break this rack and it held up. 90 miles an hour on the way to Flagstaff, 50 miles an hour on gravel roads, potholes, bumps, swerving, weaving in and out of traffic. It was always solid. I do recommend every time you use it, check your straps. Make sure the bolts that hold them into the rack are still tight. It's just like a little Allen wrench. Get up in there, tighten it up. And then when you fold your rack up, another thing that I recommend, your frame mounts have like a bolt on the back so you can loosen it up and then slide it up and down. Make sure those are tight if you have your rack folded. Other than that, I say go order you a rack from OutFitR.com, baby. Tell them Cinderoni sent you. Deuces.